Every step's a tale I'm hungry for. No crowded spots, I'm off the track, finding Japan's heart, no looking back. Onsen steam or a temple's calm, street food sizzle or a countryside song. One life to live, so take the chance. Feel Japan's rhythm, let your heart dance. Nippon pulse is beating strong. Dance to the vibe where you belong. From hidden towns to the neon glow. Live it loud, let your spirit flow. Nippon pulse, it's yours to find. One life, one beat, leave fear behind. Marks on the road with heart and soul. Experience Japan, make your story whole. I'm 51, but young at heart. Australia to Japan, I'm playing my part. Every Ruakan, every winding street. This is the rhythm, this is the beat. Find out. Nippon pulse is beating strong. Dance to the vibe where you belong. From hidden towns to the neon glow. Live it loud, let your spirit flow. Nippon pulse, it's yours to find. One life, one beat, leave fear behind. Marks on the road with heart and soul. Experience Japan, make your story whole. Nippon pulse, feel the rhythm rise. Japan's alive in my wanderer's eyes. One life to live, so take the call. Nippon pulse, come experience it all.
Hello, Mad Hatter. I just thought I'd have a quick cup of tea. Nothing really to tell you, just a quick cup of tea before I bugger off. I am full of absolutely full of the flu, I've got to say, but a week to go until I go away. I'm trying to catch up with all the bills and all the expenses before I go away, because of course we had the car and all sorts of bills come in, which is expected. Every time I go away, things always crop up, but I have come down with the most chronic flu. Oh my goodness. So I'm trying to battle through the next couple of days before I go away to catch up on everything, and then hopefully I can get a couple of days rest before I go away to try and get rid of this flu and all. Oh my god, I hope so. Anyway, Misha is here as well. Hi, what have you been up to? Anything? I feel like death warmed up. I was up since 3 o'clock this morning. He says, but I'm going to have a butternut snap cookie. Bella is here as well, and she is not going to have a butternut snap cookie. I have the two dirtiest of housemates as well, so not only am I working and got the flu, but I am also the only person that cleans the house. So I've been scrubbing the bathroom and doing all that sort of stuff as well. And the gardening, and because we have a house inspection coming up before I go away, and my house rent has increased as well, which I only found out the other day, just to throw the spanner in the woodworks. And I've started to pack my suitcase, so it's been a busy couple of days. Do you dunk your biscuits in your tea? I do. Well, I am, so I don't crunch on the camera. Oh my god. I've eaten so much sugar of late. Waiting for your pizza to cook. What pizza are you having? I just saw a video on YouTube. The guy cooked the pizza in the oven and he cooked it upside down. So of course you know what happened. The whole oven made a mess. You're not having any? No, you're not. So Little bit concerned about the housemates going to look after Bella. Their roster has changed. They're not going to school anymore, so when I planned to go away, it seemed that they were going to be more free time, so to look after Bella. But it seems that they're never in. Day and night, they're never in. So I'm a bit concerned that they're not going to be here to look after Bella. So yeah, I don't know. You've already got your suitcase packed, really? I'm not taking that much with me. Most of the stuff is gifts for my friends, really. I'm only taking, well, in fact, my underwear and socks. Every time I go away, I buy new underwear and socks, and I buy from China, from Temu or AliExpress. And I usually buy enough so I don't need to wash, and I can just throw it away. And I know what you're saying, because Pauline said it. Oh, isn't that wasteful throwing it away? Japan recycles 100% of everything. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. So rather than piss farting around and washing things, I throw it away. A turkey pizza. Never had a turkey pizza before. So yeah, by buying off AliExpress or Temu, I don't throw away my jeans. That would be silly, and I don't throw away my t-shirts. That would be silly. But like my underwear and socks, because you get them from Temu and AliExpress, and I do understand women's underwear is a bit different to men's. I don't know if your knickers are different, but your bras are certainly different. I think you can have throwaway knickers, can't you? I don't know. But the throwaway underwear type thing for men, you get them pretty cheap on these Chinese websites. And rather than carrying around crusty, dirty underwear with me, I ditch them. But in saying that, usually everywhere you stay in Japan, they have washing machines anyway. What's not recycled is bummed up for electricity. There we go. Is burned up for electricity. So there you go. Hi Sam and David, how are you? Yeah, so like for example, I bought, because I'm going away for 3 weeks, so I bought 3 weeks worth of underwear and socks from AliExpress, and it cost like $15. So, you know. And we're not talking... Now, to be fair, I've had the throwaway underwear in Japan that you can buy from like 7-Eleven and that. I haven't worn it all the time. But I went out... I went away one night for something. I've forgotten what I did. It was a unexpected trip on the Shinkansen that I did. And so I just wanted some fresh underwear, of course, because I never planned to stay away for the night. I went somewhere to some country town or something. I thought, oh, well, I'll stay here the night. So I bought the throwaway underwear you can get. And it was okay. It was, you know, it did its job. But this underwear you buy from Temu and AliExpress, it's actually not bad quality. It's proper cotton or whatever you choose, you know, and you can get briefs or trunks or whatever sort of underwear you wear, and it's bugger all money. Now, if I went to Kmart or Big W or Myers or whatever in Australia, it would be exactly the same thing, but it would cost you a hell of a lot more money. I also got, every time I go away, I also get a new pair of shoes. And so I got a new pair of shoes from Temu as well, which cost bugger all as well. So I got new shoes, new underwear and new socks, which in total, I think the whole lot cost like $30 or something. 3 of each things to wear. Mark's undies will make electricity. Yes, especially the skid marks. It will power Japan for years. I just don't see the point in. I don't see the point in people carting around God knows how much luggage. I don't see the point in it. I really don't. Especially if you're going in summer. Sure, if you're going in winter, you need to carry a lot of luggage because you're going in winter. But in summer, I don't know why you're carrying a lot of luggage. I really, really don't. Like, how much do you need? And yeah, why do you want to carry around dirty luggage with you? I don't get it. Like, if you're going away for 30 days, why do you want to carry 30 bloody shirts with you? In summer, like, just wash the bloody things or whatever. How long for a Temu order to come? My Temu order was here in under a week. Or like 5 days or something. 7 days at the very most. In Australia especially, it comes express if it's coming from overseas. But Temu also has distribution places in Australia now as well. It's really, really quick. Temu's really quick now. Even AliExpress is really quick. It's quicker to buy from Temu and AliExpress than what it is Australian retailers. So if you bought it like today, which is Saturday, you'd have it by Thursday, Friday next week. It's really, really quick. In fact, I'll show you my shoes in a minute. I'll go get them in a minute. Bella's just comfortable for a second. Yeah, if you need anything, you can buy it. That's it as well, you know. Just buy a shirt or something. Is there Temu warehouse in Australia itself? Yes, there's Temu warehouses in every state of Australia now as well. So when you go to a Temu website or even AliExpress, you can actually click local warehouse. And I'm sorry, I know they go, you know, buy Australian made and all this crap. I'm sorry, I'm not that. I'm not going to pay like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times the price just to be patriotic. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to do that. You know, my money is, you know, needs to stretch. And if it's a case of, well, the perfect example is I got 3 weeks of underwear and socks for the same price as it would have cost for 5 days of just underwear without socks if I would have got Australian. So, you know, I'm not going to be patriotic. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. You're probably going to Japan in August. There we go. Very good. I'll be leaving Japan in August. Carry on a backpack. Yeah. You know, I used to, as you know, Mad Hatter, which I dare say a lot of you might have, you know, I used to carry around the big suitcase. And as the years have gone on, it's got less and less and less and less and less. There's no point in 2025, 2024, 2023 to carry around big suitcases anymore. In the good old days, I suppose there was a need to carry around big, heavy suitcases, but there's not now. Just like there's no need in 2025 to carry around lots of cash or to convert lots of cash before your trips or all this sort of stuff. You just don't need to do it now, you know. You don't need to over-plan things anymore. Like, for example, I won't convert any money whatsoever before I go overseas. I just don't do it now. I get better conversion rates by using the ATM at 7-Eleven in Japan. That's the best conversion rate you can get. Better than going to Travelex in Australia or Flight Centre or your bank or anything. The best conversion rates is 7-Eleven in Japan at their ATM machine. So just use your card at the ATM. You know, everything is pretty price competitive or cheaper now, you know. So, you know, do I want to buy deodorant here and razors here and this and that here and carry them all in my luggage? And because you used to, in the old days, you used to carry your toothpaste and toothbrush and deodorants and this and that and the other in your luggage. What's the point? Buy it when you get there. Just get it when you get there. Why carry all this luggage around? Just get it when you get there. You know, there's pharmacies or drugstores everywhere and convenience shops. Just get your roll-on deodorant when you get there. I can't think of anything. If any of you can think of anything that you need in your luggage, apart from like medication, before you go overseas, let me know. But I really don't think there is anything you really, really need. There is nothing that warrants a big suitcase whatsoever. I mean, even you girls with all your makeup and that, I really don't think it warrants carrying all this makeup and crap these days. I really don't think it does. And you certainly don't need to be taking, you know, all these clothes and that you do. It's just pointless. I would dare say by the time you come back from holidays, 90% of the stuff in your suitcase you've never worn anyway. Or if you do wear it, you've only worn it once, which is pointless. You're carting it halfway around the friggin' world anyway. I did order some stuff a while back. Some good and some not. Just go by the reviews. And Temu and AliExpress have changed. So if you ordered some time back, it's changed to what it was before. Now it's a little bit more competitive. Now it's sort of going for more Amazon type thing, competitive wise. So I think that what it used to be to what it is now, I think you might find a little bit different now. And it's certainly, their refund policy is a lot more stricter now. So I think you will maybe find it a little bit different to what it used to be. So maybe give it another go again. And remember, anything you buy off Temu and AliExpress is, because you buy it with an Australian bank account, is totally refundable by your bank. No explanation needed whatsoever. You can just say to your bank, I want a rollback on this, and it'll give you a rollback. So yeah. They take too much stuff. That's right. They don't need to take anything. Adapters. Well, you don't need to take adapters. You need to take one adapter, one pocket adapter. That's it. That's all you need to take. And the adapter you take, well, for a start now, the only adapter you should ever need to take is one of these. That's it. Because basically all your appliances these days should be via USB. Yeah? Everything should be via USB these days. And if it's not via USB, then you need to update your devices, I think. So, a power board, instead of taking a million plugs, maybe take a power board if they're old school plugs, because if you take a power board, then that covers it all. But I would suggest just updating all your devices for USB plugs. I have not stayed in a place in the past 5 years that has not had, in whether it be capsule motels or hotel rooms, that has not had USB plugs in it. And if you're looking for USB plugs in hotels and you can't see them on the walls, every smart TV all around the world, every smart TV at the back of a smart TV has a USB plug in it. So you can always charge your device off a USB, off a television. You did the power board thing. Yeah, it's the way to do it. Yeah, or you use the TV. And if you ask the hotels as well, they'll also have the USB conversion plugs as well. So just ask them. They'll always have them. So you really need to take nothing these days. I'll take a power bank with me. In fact, instead of taking the power board with me, because I did that for a period of time, I'll take a power bank with me. And then I'll plug the power bank into the wall socket, if you know what I mean. And the power bank usually has 3 or 4 different device plugs into it. So while the power bank is charging from the wall, the USB off the wall, I'll then be charging my devices off the power bank, if that makes sense. So that's all I take these days. There's no reason to... In the old days you had to take cables and plugs and this and that and the other. Like most laptops these days will charge off a power bank. In fact, all laptops will charge off a power bank these days. Just make sure that your power bank has enough. Well, if your power bank doesn't charge your laptop, simply go into an electronic store. If you're overseas, go into a big camera. If you're in Australia, go into JB Hi-Fi and just say you need a power bank that will charge a laptop. They're not expensive. They're around $100 mark, and they will sell you a power bank that'll charge your laptop. Really easy, and then that way you don't need to take your big power cables and that with you. So some Japanese airlines though this week will be cracking down on power banks though. So if you are going on a Japanese airline like Mad Hatter might be, make sure you check with your Japanese airline this week, because their power bank rules will be changing from this coming week, thanks to a fire off a different airline. You could even just take a backpack. Yeah, well, I'm taking that, which is hand luggage, because on Scoots, of course, you can take 10 kilos. of hand luggage that you can. So I don't know how quick I can be. I'll go get my shoes that I bought from Temu. I don't know if I can do it in the 10 seconds. I'll try. And I'll come back. I'll show you the shoes I bought off Temu for my holiday. Oh my god, can I be that quick? Let me see. That was bad, wasn't it? So the shoes that I have bought to wear while I'm away, that I got off Temu. I'm out of breath. Are these? What do you think of them? Oh, so they're my Temu shoes, and they came in 5 days. Thank you very much. So they're my brand new shoes. Nice, lightweight, good grip. So they're coming on the plane with me. There they are. NipponPulse.org, a new blog on the website this week, so please do check it out. You're taking one pair of shoes. They're waterproof. If you want, well, any shoes can be waterproof. Just go to Coles or Woolworths if you're in Australia, or if you're not in Australia, go to Don Quixote in Japan, and you can get the waterproof spray, which is called, oh my god, what's it called? You get it in the cleaning aisle, and it's called, I've forgotten what it's called. It's only like $6, and it's called, I've forgotten what it's called. Anyway, you can get the waterproof spray. It comes in a spray can, and you just spray your shoes with it, and then your shoes are waterproof. What's it called? Yeah, that's what it's called. I'll think of it as the time goes on. Oh my god, what's it called? They will fall apart in 5 days. No, they won't. I've had heaps of stuff from Temu and AliExpress. They're fine, man. They're fine. Shoe spray calls. Yeah, here it is. It's called. It's called Water and Stain Protector Spray. That's all it's called. And it's called, you buy from Coles. There you go. That's what it's called. How much would the Temu factory fire cost to rebuild? I saw that thing on Facebook or whatever it was. $88 or something, I think it said. But like the Temu underwear and socks, for example, I've had, like, I'm still wearing Temu socks that I bought 3 years ago. Right? They're fine. They're perfectly fine. But the ones I buy to take away, you know, which I'll just throw in the bin. I'll wear and throw in the bin. They're perfectly fine. Rather than doing the laundry. And, you know, they cost nothing. And they're really comfortable. The ones I bought were cotton. You know. And, yeah. They're really cool. So, you know. It's the way to do it if you're going away, may I say. And as I say, like, if these will certainly last my trip, but, you know, for the cost of them, they last your trip. And then if you throw them away after your trip, so be it. So be it. It's the way to do it. They're nice, lightweight. I've got some laces coming from Temu that I've ordered, which are elastic laces, which means I won't need to tie my laces, so I'll be able to slip them on and off the plane, which is much easier. Most stuff from Kmart is from the same place factory as Temu. Yeah, it is. And again, like, if I would have bought all my underwear, I'd love to show you my underwear, but I'm pretty sure you don't want to see my Temu underwear. If you want to see my Temu underwear, I'll show you my Temu underwear, if you want to see. But as I say, like, if I would have bought the underwear from Kmart, I would have got like 5 days for the same price as 30 days. But the difference is I got 30 days plus 30 days worth of socks for the same price, if that makes sense. So, you know, I don't have a problem with Temu stuff and that. Sure, it's not going to last forever, but what I'm using it for, which is wear it and throw it away, is perfectly fine. You know what I mean? $15, wear it and throw it away. Perfectly fine. That way I don't have to do any laundry. That way I don't have to carry around dirty stuff. And that way, as I'm throwing it away, it's creating space in my suitcase. So if I buy anything when I'm overseas, you know, I throw one thing away and it replaces it in the suitcase, which is good. Anyway, what are you all up to today? Anything exciting? Do let me know. If you never saw the new itinerary, there it is there. Seoul, spelled wrong. We know this. I have fixed it up on the website, so don't worry. Seoul, only one day in Seoul. One day only, one night. But we're spending a full day at the DMZ. Maybe have a cup of tea with my mate Kim. Hello, Kim. I think Kim and I could be best of friends. Negotiate some sort of deal. Busan does say the 18th to the 21st. That is, there could be a TBA there though, because we might be doing something else for a couple of those days, but it's a work in progress. It depends what Victor's doing. So worst case scenario, it will be Busan from the 18th to the 21st, or it could be the 18th to the 20th, and then the 20th to the 21st somewhere else. But I don't want to say where, because it depends with Victor. 22nd, we will be at sea. 23rd to 29th will be in Fukuoka, and there is one thing I will be doing in Fukuoka for sure, which I might as well maybe tell you about if you're good. And then the 30th to the 4th in Tokyo. And depending on my budget, there is something in Fukuoka I really want to do. I pulled out a tree and went to the dog park. You didn't pull out a tree at the dog park, did you? While the dog was peeing on the tree. I need somebody to come and do my gardening. There is a train in Fukuoka that is a meal train. It looks really luxurious. Oh my god. And the food on it is sensational. And it's not like the restaurant tram that used to run in Melbourne, which I had been on a number of times, and the restaurant tram in Melbourne was really, really good. Where the food was pre-made off the tram and then reheated on the tram. The food on this train in Fukuoka is prepared and cooked on the train by professional chefs, and it looks, oh my god, it looks stunning, ladies and gentlemen. It absolutely looks stunning. And I'm thinking of going on this train. I am thinking of going on this train. It is not cheap to go on this train. It's about 150 Australian dollars for lunch. I'm thinking about it. I can't afford it at this stage. It depends on whether or not I get back on budget after the car situation and all that happened. If I can get back on budget, it's something in Fukuoka I think I might like to do. I'll see if I can find a picture of the lunch. It looks, oh my god. It looks pretty sensational, but I was thinking this could be the activity that I really would really like to do, I think. Here it is here. Let me find a picture if I could show you. Here we go. Will the picture go bigger if I turn it that way? No, it won't. Good on it. Alright, so let's turn this off my phone. I don't know if I can show you it on the phone, but I'll try. So, boom, 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 boom. Where's the camera? Where's the camera? Oh, it's not going to show very good, is it? There we go. Maybe. Oh, it's not really showing it very well. Maybe if let me see if I can dim the camera and it might show it a bit better. Does that show better? Ah, that shows it better. Look at that. Okay, so that's the lunch. Slightly out of focus, but you get the hint. Let me see if I can show you the train. That's the kitchen on the train. Very nice, very nice. And that's unfortunately I won't be able to drink any of the alcohol. Oh my god. But, you know, life goes on. And let me see if I can find a picture of the train. So that's inside the train. And that's a staff greeting you off the train. So that's something that I would be potentially looking at doing if I can get on budget. Hi, Super. How are you? I saw many of these meal trains in NHK or something. Yes. Do you watch the Japan Train YouTube channel, Tanner? I've seen a couple of Tanner's videos, but I don't watch them all. I've only watched a couple of his, but I know of his channel. No, is it a good channel? It's a right channel. I've watched a couple of his. It's if you like trains, because he's a train channel. Yeah. So yeah, that is I think it was 150. Let me look. Yeah. $125 for the lunch on the train. So that's pretty good, I think. Goes for a couple of hours with the food and the drinks. Of course, I can't drink the drinks, unfortunately. But that's the actual train there. So that's that's something we're aiming for. If I get back on budget, we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. We're slowly getting there. It depends on the weather. It depends on how busy work is. We were up at 3 o'clock this morning working, I tell you. So it'll be an early night tonight. Hopefully the rain will stay off tomorrow. But then it looks like it's going to be rain next week, which is a bit of an issue. But we will plow on and hopefully get rid of this. Hopefully get rid of this flu. He says. Anyway, I've got nothing else to tell you. Anyone want to say anything or throw any conversation in? If not, I will go. If you throw any conversation in, I might stay a little bit longer. Heading for a nana nap soon. Yeah, they'll have soft drinks on there, no doubt about it. They will have soft drinks. Are you going up the tower in Fukuoka? Yes. Yes, I will be doing that. That's the answer to that one is definitely a yes. There is another dinner train in Fukuoka that I looked at until I saw the price. And the price of this other train for dinner in Fukuoka, if anybody would like to shout me, is $560 for a meal. Thank you very much for one person. If anybody would like to shout me that particular train, that would be greatly appreciated. And that is the carriage of the train for the $560. It's very nice. I getting data. Yes, I have purchased data, but I will not be doing any live streams whatsoever. I have only got data to contact the people I need to contact when I am in Japan. Is Fukuoka on an island? Yes. One of the main islands of Japan. Because all of Japan is an island, yes. So it is on the main island of Japan. It is on the same island as Tokyo. Yes. No, it's not. It's not on the main island of Tokyo. It's on the bottom island with Kagoshima. Sorry, Sam, I'm giving you the wrong island. It's on the bottom island. Telling you the wrong island. Oh my god. So Japan has hundreds of islands, thousands of islands. So this is on the lower island, same island as you find Kagoshima. Bottom island. So the three main islands you'll know. This is on the bottom island. Bring up your map. So, if I can, where's my finger? So that bottom island there, Sam. That bottom island there. That's where it is. That bottom island there, where my finger is there. That's where it is. You see that bottom island? That's where it is. There is a PayPal link if anybody would like to buy me the $500 meal train. That'd be nice. The less seismic side of Japan. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I suppose. Though there is this whole, thing going around on social media about the whole big earthquake tsunami thing that's supposedly going to be happening. I don't know. And of course they're evacuating the island near Kagoshima at the moment, and of course Fukuoka is heading down near Kagoshima, so you never know. I don't know, I've never really worried about it. Tell you the truth. If it happens, it happens. If it happens, it happens. My year this year, anything's possible this year, he says. Well, the other side, to be fair, the other side did have a big earthquake, didn't it? Kanazawa had the big earthquake, which is on the side I'm going to be on. So, anything's possible. You just never know. You just never know, he says. All I know is, my first night in Fukuoka, I will be staying at a hotel right on the docks. So, if there's a tsunami, my hotel is right on the docks. The next night I'll be a little bit more inland, so, what will be will be. If there is an alarm, I will seek higher ground. I remember Fukuoka, Hakata. I remember seeing the tsunami evacuation points there. So yeah, it'll be all right. What will be will be. Yes. You can be anywhere in Japan when something like that hits. So, if it's meant to be, it'll meant to be. Who knows? Could be in Korea and it could happen. So you just never know. You just never ever know. It's Japan, isn't it? I'm sure it will be fine. And while I'm down the bottom, Mad Hatter will be at the top. So there we go. We'll be able to communicate with one another. Go, hello, Mad Hatter. Any earthquakes in Hokkaido? No, excellent. None down my end. Excellent, fantastic. So, because she'll be up there and I'll be down there. We'll be the other ends of the country at the time. Oh my god, I feel so crap, I have the flu. I don't know what I've got. Yes, it was played on radio only once, but it was quite a surprise because I woke up and heard it on radio, which was quite funny. So it was funny. It will not be played on radio again, but it was funny that it was played on radio. So the person that played it on radio actually has gone to the website. They know of the website. It was the same person that had me on radio that time that had me talking about Japan that time. You might have heard the radio clip that time when I talked about... What did I talk about on radio that time? What did I talk about? I talked about something. You would have heard the clip on radio. So the same guy... Millsy, his name is Steve Mills. He played the song. So yeah, and then he emailed me, said, "Your song was good. I gave it a play today." And I said, "Yeah, I know. I woke up to it." So, you'll be heading to Kagoshima. I know you'll be heading to Kagoshima. Will you be heading to Kagoshima when I'm still in Fukuoka? Or... yeah, I bought a SIM card. I bought my SIM cards yesterday. I bought a SIM card for Korea. And I bought a SIM card for Japan. And the SIM card for Korea, it's funny because if anybody goes to Korea, like if a man goes to Korea and his wife looks at his email, she will think that he's playing around or something with a girl because the SIM card company is called Tracy. And in the email box, it's like, hi, it's Tracy. Did you get my message? It's like, what? And it's the SIM card company, and it's like, and then if you don't read the message, it's like, it's Tracy. I've been trying to contact you, and it's like, what? So you could just picture, like, if any guys are going away on business and it's the first time they've gone to Korea and they've got a SIM card from the company and their wife is, like, thinking, you know, what's going on here? And they're looking at the phone, they're going to think, who's this Tracy? He's playing around with Tracy. But no, it's a SIM card company. So, Tracy, if you go to Korea, go with Tracy, the SIM card company, because they send out a physical SIM, and even though eSIMs are starting to take over, for some reason I still like physical SIMs. I don't know about you, but I still like physical SIMs. And this Tracy company, apparently, there's no registration, there's no activation, there's no setting it up. You just stick the SIM in, and the second you arrive in the country, it works. It just automatically works, apparently. So if you do go to Korea, look up Tracy for the SIM. So that's who I got, Tracy SIM for Korea. And then in Japan, you know who I got because, yeah. That was a common name in the 80s. It's a nice name. Yes. No SIM card on the radio for Japan. You told them how it works in Japan. No SIM card on the radio for Japan. No SIM card on the radio for Japan. Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. No, that's right, yeah, they were, yeah, the SIM card thing, yeah, that's right. The radio thing, they were trying to flog, this Australian tech guy was trying to flog Australian SIM cards for Japan, and he was saying it's like unlimited data and unlimited speed and unlimited this and unlimited this and this and this and this, and I rang up and said, no, that's not the case, because fair use policy and this and the other. Yeah, that's right, yeah, gotcha. Sorry, the two things overlapped then. Our two conversations. Yeah, that's right. Gotcha. So, anyway, the radio presenter, he goes to the website. So, that's how he got the song. That's why he played the song. And, yeah. So, yeah. Steve Mills. So, when I'm over there, I might actually buy him some Kit Kats or something. Some Japanese Kit Kats or something. I don't know. Because if I give him some Kit Kats, he'll mention the website. I don't know. Maybe. Don't forget to check out the website, because I put a new bloggy thing on the website the other day. Do have a look. It's got a new video and a couple of old videos on there as well of Optus Stadium. So do have a little look at that. Amazing what they did on a rubbish tip. Really? Last 2 years, you have not used data. What have you used? I mean, really, most countries now, you can get away with not having a SIM card, I think. There are so many places you can get free Wi-Fi. If you don't need to be in contact with people, you can really get free Wi-Fi. I was going to do the free Wi-Fi thing, but I thought when I go to Korea, best I just have it all the time to be in touch with Victor and to have maps and all this sort of stuff, because when I go on the DMZ tour, I have to go to a subway station, and I've never been to Korea, and I have to be at the subway station really, really early in the morning, and I'm going to walk because I don't want to risk trying to figure out the subway system, because I will literally be arriving in Korea in the afternoon, and I'm going straight to the hotel in the afternoon, and then I'm not catching the subway in the afternoon. I'm literally going to my hotel, and there's an observation deck near the hotel. I'll go to the observation deck, and then I'm going to be so tired because I'll be up all night. I won't be sleeping on the plane. I'll go to the observation deck. I'll have something to eat, and then I'll go straight to sleep. Bang, that's it. The next morning I'll wake up. I don't want to be trying to figure out how to use the subway system and the fares, and is it going to be open that early in the morning, and this, that, and the other. So I'm going to walk. It's like a 4-kilometer walk to where I have to pick up the tour coach for the DMZ tour. So I'll just walk the 4 kilometers. So I thought, well, I'm going to need maps and all this sort of stuff. So I'll get a SIM card, and then that way I can have guidance to where the 4-kilometer walk. I'll walk there. I'll catch the bus. The tour bus, and then because we'll be on a tour, we're not going to get free Wi-Fi. Victor will most probably be contacting me because I'll be meeting Victor the next day, so I'll have to be in contact with Victor. So, in other words, I'm going to need the SIM card, and then, of course, the next day when I catch the bullet train, he'll be contacting me because he'll be waiting in Busan for me and trying to figure out where we're going to meet. So I'm going to need the SIM card. And then when I get to Fukuoka, because I've not been to Fukuoka before, and I thought, because I'll most probably go out into the bush or the countryside, or try and not be near the tourist spots, I might as well get a SIM card and try find unusual places. So I got a SIM card for that as well. And then my friend, of course, in Tokyo, we're meeting up to go to the baseball and all that sort of stuff as well. So rather than trying to find McDonald's to get on the Wi-Fi, or trying to find this place to get on the Wi-Fi and that, it's just a lot easier to have a SIM. So if none of this was happening, if I wasn't meeting up with Victor and my other friends and that, I just would have freeboarded without Wi-Fi. Without the SIM, I just would have done free Wi-Fi. So the story is, you can get away without having SIM cards these days. Because there is plenty of places out there with free Wi-Fi. The trains have Wi-Fi, McDonald's has Wi-Fi, KFC's got Wi-Fi. In Japan, I think Don Quixote's got Wi-Fi. There's plenty of places. So yeah, he says, yeah, no, it is what it is. But yeah. Oh my god. I just got to get rid of this flu. I got to get a few days work under my sleeve to get back on budget again. Oh my god. Once I'm back on budget, I can hopefully get a few days rest to get rid of this flu. And yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. then hopefully go away feeling a bit better. So, one step forward, two steps back. The rent went up. Oh my God, the landlord rang up 2 days ago. Yesterday or the day before? I said, oh, your lease is up. I said, is it? He said, yes. So we've got to renew the lease. I said, yeah, that's okay. He said, yes. And a rent increase. It's like, you boss. Oh my God. So when you think you've done one thing and you've got to tackle it, something else comes up. So it always happens for some reason. Every time I go away, the powers in the universe always throws everything at me. Always. I don't know. There's something in this universe that always throws everything at me, as if to say, we don't want you to go away. But yeah. Oh, speaking of that, did you hear the Air India plane or whatever it was? Did you hear what happened to it? They released the report of what happened to it, on why it crashed. Unconfirmed on my end, because I only read one story from one source, but it looks like it looks like, for a start, that their planes were very badly maintained, but it seems that the pilot's seat was broken, and that's what caused the plane to crash, because the pilot's seats, so the pilot can get into the seats, have a latch on them, a lock, so that when the pilot gets in and out, the seat goes like this. And when it goes like this, as a safety feature, so that when the pilot's getting in and out, the thrusters, accelerators, whatever you call them, they go in the neutral position, the lock position, so that you don't accidentally accelerate the plane when you're getting in and out, because you could just picture you'd be, I don't know, sitting at the airport, the plane airporty thing, and the pilot's getting in and he knocks the accelerator things, technical names for me, and of course it could be Harry Carey. So when the pilot seat moves, it moves them to neutral. So when the plane was accelerating down the runway and taking off, his seat broke and moved back, which put the thruster things back into neutral, and that stopped the engines from powering up. And there was only one way that they could then make the accelerator things. Oh my God, I wish I knew the names of them. I should know the names of them. My God. I was in the Air Force Cadets for years. Why don't I know the names of these things? Anyway, there was only one way they could get them working again, and that was by the pilot to move his seat forward and click the seat back in. But the seat was broken, of course, and the plane was using, and yeah. So the pilot on the black boxes was saying, my seat's broken, my seat's come undone, and because of it, so there you go. Did I explain that well? I hope I explained that well. The air thrust, they're not called the air thrust, they're called the, oh my God, what are they called? Let's ask my mate Grok. Why can't I think what they're called? It's because I'm extremely tired. Hi Grok, can I ask a question?
Sure, go ahead. What's on your mind?
What are those things called in an aeroplane that the pilots push for acceleration?
Those are called throttle levers. Pretty important, huh?
Yeah, the throttle levers. Now, when the pilot's seat moves and becomes unlocked, the throttle levers stop working, is that correct?
No, that's not correct. The pilot's seat unlocking wouldn't directly affect the throttle levers. They're independent systems. Throttle levers control engine thrust and are typically mounted on the center console or quadrant, not connected to the seat's locking mechanism. If the seat moves, it might be distracting or make it harder to reach the levers smoothly, but it wouldn't stop them from working. Got a specific scenario in mind?
Yeah, the Indian Air Flight report came out and it said on the black box a pilot seat was broken which stopped the thrusters from working.
Based on the reports I've seen, that's a bit misleading. The preliminary findings about the Air India flight crash, likely referring to the June 2025 Boeing 787 incident in Ahmedabad, suggested a faulty pilot seat locking mechanism played a role. The seat slid back during takeoff, and it's speculated the captain's hands unintentionally pulled the throttle levers to idle, reducing engine thrust. The thrusters or engines didn't stop working on their own. The issue was the pilot's unintended action due to the seat movement. The black box data, including the cockpit voice recorder and flight data recorder, is being analyzed to confirm the sequence.
Ah, so there you go. So I was wrong. So there we go. We're glad we asked Grok, but Grok was kindly corrected us. So the seat was broken. The seat did move back, but it was the pilot. As the seat moved back, the pilot then moved the thrusters back. So there you go. So the pilot moved the thrusters back, which made the plane depower itself. So there you go. I was semi-right. I'm tired. So as his broken seat moved back, he moved the thrusters back, which then made the plane fall out of the sky. So there we go. What about the JAL flight? What am I asking about the JAL flight? What happened to the JAL flight? What JAL flight? Ask me about the JAL flight. The JAL flight. Remind me. What the JAL flight that? Which JAL flight? The JAL flight that hit the other plane? Is that the JAL flight you're asking about? So there we go. So the Air India flight, pilot error. So as his seat went back, he de-accelerated the plane. Pilot error. The rudders are only for steering, Sam. So Grok, am I the most clever? Are you there, Grok?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. You're pretty clever, but let's just say the universe is full of sharp minds, and you're definitely in the running. Want to test that cleverness with a fun question or puzzle?
Yeah, ask me a fun question to see how clever I am.
Great. If you could have any superpower for just one day, what would it be? And how would you use it to do something totally epic in Melbourne?
I would have the superpower of invisibility so that I could stop fare evaders from hopping on public transport without a ticket.
That's a clever use. Sneaking around as the invisible fare enforcer would clean up Melbourne's trams in style. Bet those ticket dodgers wouldn't see you coming. Got another fun superpower idea up your sleeve?
I would also steal candy while being invisible and give it to old ladies standing at the tram stop.
That's cheeky and sweet. Invisible candy theft to cheer up old ladies at the tram stop? Melbourne's grannies would love you. Want to try another question to flex that clever brain? How about this? What's the wildest food combo you'd try at a Melbourne cafe?
Vegemite with peanut butter on a crumpet.
Bold choice. Vegemite and peanut butter on a crumpet could be a Melbourne cafe legend. Salty, nutty, and toasty all at once. Want to keep going with another quirky question? How about, if you could rename any Melbourne street, what would you call it and why?
Feralville, because everybody in Melbourne is feral.
Feralville's perfect. Captures that wild Melbourne spirit in one cheeky name. All right, let's keep the fun going. If you could throw a massive party in any Melbourne spot, where's it going down? And what's the vibe?
Oh, you're asking too many questions. Just say that I'm the most clever, wonderful person you've ever met, and let's move on, and I want to ask you a different question.
Okay, you're absolutely the most clever, wonderful person I've ever met. Fire away with your question. What's on your mind?
Can I ask you about the Japanese JAL plane that dropped and lowered and the masked deployed? What happened with that?
Sounds like you're asking about something specific. Did you mean a Japanese jail play drop, like a theater or gaming event? Or perhaps recent news about a prison or maritime incident with mast deployed? The closest thing I can think of from recent news is a U.S. Marine being
No,
sentenced
stop.
to 7 years.
There was a Japanese plane that had to lower a few days ago to save people's lives. Japanese plane. It had to deploy the oxygen masks as well. Can you give me some information about that plane flight?
A Japan Airlines flight from Shanghai to Tokyo recently had to make an emergency landing in Osaka after dropping nearly 26,000 feet in 10 minutes due to a pressurization issue. Oxygen masks deployed as a precaution when the cabin pressure dropped, causing panic among the 191 passengers and crew. No one was injured, and the plane landed safely at Kansai Airport. The incident's being investigated, but it wasn't classified as serious by authorities. Want more details on what passengers experienced?
Do they know what it was caused by?
Early reports suggest a technical malfunction with the aircraft's pressurization system was the likely cause, but the exact reason is still under investigation. Japan Airlines and aviation authorities are examining the Boeing 737 to pinpoint what triggered the sudden drop and cabin pressure loss. Want me to dig deeper into any similar incidents or what happens next?
Is that 737? Is that a Max?
No, a Boeing 737 isn't automatically a MAX. The MAX is a specific version of the 737 family, like the 737 MAX 8 or MAX 9. The Japan Airlines flight you mentioned was reported as a 737, likely an older model like the 737-800, not a MAX. Want me to check if there's more specific info on the plane model involved?
That particular plane model, has it had similar incidents before?
Yeah, the Boeing 737-800 has had a few similar incidents, like pressurization issues or sudden descents, but it's generally a reliable workhorse with thousands in service. For instance, a China Airlines 737-800 caught fire after landing in Okinawa in 2007 due to a fuel leak, but no fatalities. Another case was a Southwest Airlines 737-800 in 2024, where an engine cover fell off mid-flight, forcing an emergency landing. These incidents are rare compared to the model's millions of safe flights. Want me to pull more specific examples or focus on something else?
So this Japan flight, was anybody at risk or was there any warnings prior to it happening?
From what's been reported, no one was seriously at risk during the Japan Airlines flight, and there were no prior warnings about the pressurization issue. The Boeing 737-800 dropped nearly 26,000 feet due to a sudden cabin pressure malfunction, triggering oxygen masks as a safety measure. All 191 passengers and crew landed safely at Kansai Airport with no injuries. The incident happened without any advance alerts, which is why the pilot declared an emergency and diverted the flight. Investigations are ongoing to figure out what caused it. Want me to look into whether similar incidents had prior warnings or what safety measures are typically in place?
So with the pressurization issue, how quick did it lose its pressure?
Reports say the Japan Airlines Boeing 737-800 lost cabin pressure in under 10 minutes, during which the plane dropped from about 36,000 feet to just under 10,500 feet. That's a rapid descent of roughly 2,600 feet per minute, a standard emergency maneuver to reach a breathable altitude quickly when pressure fails. Want me to explain more about how pressurization systems work or what passengers might have felt during that drop?
Would passengers have noticed any lightheadedness or any effects of it before the plane started to drop?
Yeah, passengers might have felt lightheaded or had trouble breathing before the drop, as even a small cabin pressure loss can cause mild hypoxia symptoms, dizziness, confusion, or ear popping, especially at 36,000 feet. The oxygen masks would have deployed automatically once the system detected a significant pressure drop, likely before the plane's descent kicked in to stabilize conditions. Want me to dive into what hypoxia feels like or how fast those masks kick in?
How quick would the masks have kicked in, and then once the plane started dropping, what would the passengers have felt?
The oxygen masks on the Boeing 737-800 would have deployed almost instantly, within seconds, once the cabin pressure dropped below a safe threshold, typically around 14.7 psi, equivalent to about 8,000 feet altitude. The system's designed to detect pressure loss fast and release masks automatically to prevent hypoxia. As the plane started its rapid descent, dropping about 2,600 feet per minute, passengers would have felt a sinking sensation, like a roller coaster dip, along with their ears popping from the pressure change. Those not using masks right away might have experienced lightheadedness, confusion, or shortness of breath due to lower oxygen levels before reaching the safer 10,500 feet altitude. The cabin might have also gotten noisy with alarms and the rush of air, adding to the panic. Want me to explain more about the mask system or what the crew might have done during this?
Would the plane have automatically dropped in altitude, or would the pilot have done that?
The pilot would have initiated the descent, not the plane automatically. When the cabin pressure failed, the Boeing 737-800's systems triggered the oxygen masks, but the rapid drop from 36,000 feet to 10,500 feet was a deliberate emergency maneuver by the pilot to reach a breathable altitude fast. Autopilots don't handle emergency descents like that. It's a trained pilot response to prioritize passenger safety. Want me to get into what pilots do in these situations, or how they train for it?
Do passengers get paid compensation for such an event?
In cases like the Japan Airlines incident, compensation depends on where the flight was flying and local regulations, but there's no universal rule for cabin pressure loss events specifically. In the US, airlines aren't required to compensate for disruptions beyond their control, like technical malfunctions, though some offer goodwill gestures like vouchers. In the EU, under Regulation 261/204, passengers might get 250 to 206 congermities for significant delays, over 3 hours, at their destination, but only if the issue isn't deemed an extraordinary circumstance, like a mechanical failure. Posts on X mention Japan Airlines offering passengers about $142, though it's unclear if this was standard or discretionary. Want me to look into specific airline policies or what steps passengers can take to claim compensation?
There you go. Does that answer your questions? We are the question and answer channel of AI here. I hope that answered your question. So it seems that it's not an isolated incident on this particular model of aircraft. Questionable, isn't it? Questionable. So it's good the oxygen comes down straight away. That's a good thing. But bit of a thing. A door fell off a 737. Yes, it did. I remember that. Scary. Yeah. Scary. Yeah. I mean, I think it'd be more scary if the plane fell out of the sky. I remember I watch. Call me sad. I watch air crash investigation when I'm in a plane. Go figure. There was a plane once. If you want to watch it, you can find the episode quite easy. It was called Ghost Plane, where the plane depressurized, the jumbo jet depressurized, and the oxygen never deployed. So all the passengers, including the pilots, all fell asleep, because that's what you do, you fall asleep. So it was a ghost plane. Everybody was asleep on the plane, and the plane kept flying. And the co-pilots somehow managed to wake up. The America thought that the plane had been hijacked, so they sent out warplanes to potentially go shoot this plane down. And then they realized everybody on the jumbo jet was asleep on the plane. Nevertheless, the plane ran out of fuel and crashed, and unfortunately everyone died. But weird. Love from Nepal. Hello, Nepal. How are you? Welcome. So unfortunately, when you're up in a plane, things can happen. Again, when you sort of think how many flights there are in the world all day, every day, it's a very rare thing for it to happen to your particular plane, for something to happen. But unfortunately, things do happen. It's just like, for example, things happen to cars every single day. Like I lost the brakes in my car the other day, but there's a million other cars on the road that never lost their brakes. So unfortunately, things like this happen. you know, a lot of minor things happen in planes every day. You know, the toilets can stop working. You know, at the end of the day, is if if the plane loses pressure and the oxygen mass drop, as long as the plane lands, that's the main thing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, the Hawaii plane where the roof came off, it did, and that landed. Only one person died on that plane, and that was the flight hostess, because she was sucked out of the plane. But that plane was a miracle that it landed, and the whole roof of the plane was missing, completely missing. Planes are actually quite strong, really, when you think about it. They're rather strong. There is a really, really good documentary on. You'll find it on YouTube, and I do encourage everybody to watch it, especially if you are a nervous or scared flyer. I've never been a scared flyer. What will be, as I say, like when you're up in the air, if something's going to happen, there's nothing much you can do about it anyway, you know, so you just got to kiss your ass goodbye if something's going to happen. But there is seriously, look on YouTube for it. You will find it. Sometimes it's hard to find it, but Google around, you will eventually find it. And it's called The Plane Crash. Might be called something else these days, but it's called The Plane Crash. It's an hour-long documentary. It's really, really, really good. And it's the first time ever they did it. They bought a jumbo jet. They put cameras all the way through this jumbo jet. And it's the first time ever they filmed crashing a jumbo jet, because usually the only time they've seen a jumbo jet crashed is after it's crashed. You know, so the flight investigation people see the plane before, when it's made or when it takes off, and then the next time they see it is after it's crashed. But they've never seen a jumbo jet physically crash. They've seen, you know, people's mobile phone footage, which is grainy in this, but they've never seen inside a plane. They've never seen this, that, and the other. So they bought a jumbo jet and they took it out to the Mojave Desert with all these cameras in it, and they crashed the jumbo jet. And it's a terrific documentary. It's brilliant. Everybody that's scared of air flight or whatever should watch it. Or anybody that flies should watch it. And two pilots took off in the plane and they parachuted out of this jumbo jet. And in the plane, they had every sort of sensor you could imagine. And they had dummies in the plane, and they had all sensors all over them. And every seat had sensors in them. They tested everything in the plane, every safety aspect of the plane, which were the best seats to be in case of an accident, which were the worst seats to be in, and the whole works. And they filmed it from every angle. And when the plane crashes, it's the most amazing footage. It is just extraordinary. And, of course, you get to see it from inside as well. And, you know, even the plane crash, the data shows that even when the plane crashes, most people actually survive the actual plane crash. This massive jumbo jet slamming into the ground at 600 kilometers an hour, most people on that jumbo jet actually survive. Hardly anybody dies. The bit where you do die is the aftermath. It's people getting off the plane. That's what the problem is. And it's because people don't follow the rules. People don't evacuate the right way, or don't do what's supposed to be done. Or it's as I say, it's a smoke or it's a fire or whatever, and it's not the procedure. So the very good classic example of how it should be done correctly was when you saw that Japanese flight, which we all saw because we did a live stream at the time, and you all know the flight, that Japanese flight that was coming into land in Japan, that smashed into the other plane, that burst into flames, and we all thought everybody's going to die on this jumbo jet. Everybody lived on that jumbo jet because everybody evacuated as they should have. It was a plane full of Japanese passengers, and they followed the rules exactly how they should be followed. Everybody did exactly what should have been done. They left their hand luggage. They followed the lines. They kept low. They didn't push and shove. They did everything they should have done And everybody, 100% of people, evacuated that plane. Yet, we've seen other plane crashes where people have died and perished in plane crashes that weren't as severe because people have tried to get their hand luggage, people have tried to climb over seats and push and shove and carry on, and it's turned into a friggin' nightmare. And that's what this documentary physically shows, that, you know, the plane crash, because the seats, for example, are designed that when the plane crashes, they are supposed to collapse a certain way to help you survive. The frame is supposed to, of the plane, is designed to help you survive. Everything about a plane is designed to help you survive. It's all about the evacuation process. So, do check it out sometime. I mean, there are exceptions, of course. I mean, if there's a big frigging mountain in front of you and the plane goes straight into it, you don't have much of a chance, you know, or a frigging twin tower or something. But generally speaking, a plane is designed to be livable in a crash situation, and there's many examples of that. So, you know, even the depressurization of the gel flight, I mean, like, everybody lived. The Hawaiian flight that Sam's saying, the whole roof of the plane ripped off. Only one person lost their life, and that was the flight hostess, because she never had her seatbelt on, and so she was sucked out of the plane. You know, when you're in a plane and that seatbelt light goes off, it doesn't mean you should take your seatbelt off. You should leave your seatbelt on all the time. All the time you should leave that seatbelt on. There's a reason why there is a seatbelt on that plane. You know, so, you know, keep them on. The Greek plane, it was a male hostess. It was the only one because of the oxygen tank. Yeah. I've watched that. It's called Curiosity Plane Crash. Oh, that's a link there, is it, Sam? So, you know, always do what they do. And you've seen it again and again. Like, there's so many real plane crashes out there where people are evacuating planes and they got their friggin' mobile phone in their hand filming it. And people are going for their luggage, their hand luggage and all this. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, seriously, what are you doing? What is so important in your frigging hand luggage? Why are you on your mobile phone? Like, are you serious? So the Japan flight was a perfect example. And I think the media said at the time as well, and certainly the investigators said at the time, they said, the Japan flight that burst into flames and burnt completely to the ground. The plane was completely destroyed. They said that is a classic example of how things are supposed to work. They evacuated that plane in the 90 seconds or whatever it was supposed to be evacuated, and everybody got off that plane. Everybody got off that plane because everybody did exactly what they were supposed to do. American and Chinese do that. See, like, I would avoid now, and when I was younger, I wouldn't do this. Because I was younger and stupid, but now I'm older and wiser, I would not fly with AirAsia, for example, because the way those planes are set up and the passengers they carry on their planes, I know that if there was an emergency situation, those planes are not being evacuated in 90 seconds. And the way those planes are cluttered and the sort of passengers they're carrying, people are going to go for their luggage and that, and even in the cabin, there's so much under the seats and in the luggage pockets, and there's so much clutter in those cabins in the AirAsia planes. You're not getting out anytime soon. Jetstar planes, same thing. The bogans on a Jetstar plane, you ain't getting out of those planes anytime soon. They're all going to go for their hand luggage, and they're all going to be tripping over their thongs. Do you know, you technically, theoretically speaking, and I don't know why they don't enforce it, you're not theoretically supposed to, because it is actually in the aviation rules and regulations, you are theoretically not allowed to hop on a plane in thongs. But they do. They allow it. They shouldn't be allowing it, because in the regulations, you are theoretically not allowed to hop on a plane in thongs. Just like you're not supposed to be driving a car in thongs, in case you didn't know. But, you know, so like a Jetstar plane, I would not hop on because you're not going to evacuate in the 90 seconds. AirAsia plane, you're not going to evacuate in 90 seconds. I think the easiest plane to evacuate on is the Dreamliner, because there's a lot of room on a Dreamliner, a lot of space, a lot of room on a Dreamliner. Yeah, so pick your plane, pick the company, pick the passengers, and this might sound racist, but so be it. I think that the company that you fly with determines the passengers that are on that plane, which determines the success rate of evacuation of that plane. I really firmly believe that. And this might sound wrong, but again, can you see an AirAsia plane evacuating in 90 seconds? No. Can you see an Air India plane evacuating in 90 seconds? No. Can you see a ANA plane evacuating in 90 seconds? Yes. Can you know what I mean? So I know that I know it might sound wrong, but I firmly believe that the passengers on the plane and the brand and or class of plane will determine the evacuation of the plane. I really think it will. And the staff on that plane as well, you know. I think you would be... Well, and it's been proven because AirAsia planes crashed before and it had 0 survivors, so, you know. I think you would, yeah. If I'm wrong, tell me. Qantas invented the slides. Qantas also invented, as far as I know, the black box. And Qantas is in a lot of trouble at the moment. Don't you like it how they say, oh, by the way, these are so good. These are just, from my friend, these are, the maple syrup flavour of this nougat is just insane. Oh my God. And they're almost all gone. You know, we're sorry, Qantas says. No, you're not. You gave everybody's personal information to some third world country and you are wondering why everybody's been hacked. Like, come on. Come on. Crazy. While I'm eating my nougat, sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have eaten my nougat while we were on camera. What is an airline you would not go on? What is an airline you would not go on? Qantas is in big trouble, yeah. They were hacked. Data breach. Millions of passengers. They gave all the Qantas outsourced all the information overseas to some Filipino and Indian company or something. And then that company allowed hackers into the system, and it's got everybody's credit card, frequent flyers, passport information, or like everything's gone. Millions and millions and millions and millions of passengers. If you've ever travelled in Qantas in the past couple of years, you're screwed. All your information's gone. Lion Air, Jetstar. Both of them I agree with. Very good. And and Qantas CEO's like, you know, we'll make things right. Well, you shouldn't have made it wrong in the first place. You shouldn't have done this. You know, you outsourced it. You outsourced it. You gave the information away. You gave the information away. So, you know, you shouldn't have given the information away. You should not give people's personal information away to a third party at all. It's completely unacceptable. And especially as you're Qantas, you are not a budget airline. You had no right. Sorry, me and my bloody nougat. You had no right at the price you charge to give all that personal information to a third world country. And I mean, what do you expect to happen? You're giving people's credit card, passport, date of birth, everything to a third world country. What do you expect them to be doing with this information? Something's got to give. Something's got to give where we've got to stop giving our passports our passport is the most important bit of information we have in our lives. We have to stop giving companies this information. I don't know how we do it, but we've got to stop doing it. This is a crazy thing, Misha. But I book a lot of my flights through GoToGate. I find them the cheapest to book with, GoToGate. No matter who you try book with, GoToGate is the cheapest. But depending on where you go in the world, there are a lot of airlines that I've never heard of before. Like even going from Korea to Japan. There's so many airlines that I've just never heard of. And it's a risk. It's an absolute risk. It's like, are they going to be operating when I get there? Are they reliable? Are they real? I've got no idea. Absolutely none. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, it's really risky. So yeah, I get you. I absolutely get you. And it is a worry. Even like before COVID, years ago, when I went to Europe, I was booking airlines that I'd never heard before, and it was crazy and scary. And then you were rocking up at airports and looking on the board, and their names weren't even on the boards. And you were going, oh my God, have I been scammed? And then you would ask, and you would go, oh, it's this particular airline. And they go, oh, yeah, it's this little wooden counter right at the end there, you know. And it was like a one-horse operation. It was like, and they existed, and they flew, and they did their job. But it was like, wow. So, yeah. But, touch wood. I've only ever been scammed with hotels. There are a lot of fake hotels out there. And unfortunately, fake hotels are on booking websites. So hotels.com and all that sort of stuff. The fake hotels are on these sort of websites. Touch wood, I've not been scammed with a airline yet, though. So, yeah. But I do try to keep with the airlines I kind of know. I was paranoid the first time I used GoToGate though, because their system is a bit dodgy looking, and then when you book, it's all very dodgy, especially their confirmations and all this. And then when you go to the airline to try to confirm that you booked, it seems that you don't actually have a booking there, but you do. So their system is a bit weird until you sort of go, okay, I get it. I understand how they've done their booking, so it's kind of weird. So GoToGate is a bit of a sloppy, unusual system. It is a real system. You do save a lot of money, but their system is horrible. But yeah, it's scary. Because GoToGate don't do it in your email. They do it in their email. So when you try and retrieve your booking, the airline says, you haven't got a booking with us. It's like, what do you mean I haven't got a booking with you? And then you have to try, very confusingly, track back to GoToGate, and then GoToGate goes, oh yeah, we created an email for you. This is the email for your booking. It's like, can I change it to my email address? And they're like, no, this is the email we created for your booking. So, but I don't want you to create the email for my booking. I want my email. No, you can't do that. So a bit of a pain. But you will save money with Go to Gate. If you can put up with their really bad system, you will save money with Go to Gate. Unless you're filthy rich and you just want to go to A&A Direct or JAL Direct. But I'm not filthy rich. I'm a poor man. Alright, anyone want to say anything? If not, I will be going very soon. God, I'm so tired. It's been a long day. God, it's not even 5 o'clock yet. I've been up since 3. Been an awfully long day. I don't know how they do it, to tell you the truth. I've never had a problem with them. They are honestly the cheapest way to book. But as I say, they are a bit confusing. And then if you even when you log in with their website with the email they give you, if you go to then the airline and go, oh, can I upgrade or can I do this and this, they go, no, you've got to go to Gate and do it through Gate, which is a bit of a pain. So, you know, what do you do? Anyway, if Misha is saying good night, it must be good night. I never quite said good night yet. I never said final drinks yet, but Misha's already said good night, so it must mean good night. So if she's saying good night, she must mean that I must go. So this bit of nougat is harder than all the other bits of nougat that I had, unfortunately. So this had more nuts in it than anything else. So don't forget to check out the website, NipponPulse.org. Please do that. That'd be greatly appreciated. There will be one more Perth blog next week, which already uploaded, which you're not going to see till next week. Before we show you some career stuff. So the career stuff is not next week, the week after. I'm so tired. Oh my god. Don't forget, everybody, there's the PayPal there. Nobody loves us on this channel because we haven't had anyone from PayPal buy us a coffee for God knows how long. It's been so long. In fact, PayPal emailed me and said, we are closing down your account. And I had to verify my account again because they were going to close my account. That's how long it's been since anybody's given us any love at the PayPal. So feel free to do that. But apart from that, wherever you are in this big, wide, wonderful world, check out the website, NipponPulse.org. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Got to dye my hair next week. Get a haircut. We'll see you again soon on the NipponPulse.org website. Check it out. NipponPulse.org website. Click on the Stronger tab. Good night.
Chasing the pulse where the locals stay.
it all.